I'm going to try playing Stranded Deep, a game I've quite enjoyed playing in the past, only there's been some updates since last time I played. And I'm going to repeat a little bit of my intro because I killed the other stream. Bear with me if you are one of the viewers who has popped in to say hi. Let's see if we can get right back into this time with game audio. You gonna behave this time? Oh, except I should tell OBS to switch over to the game cam. Verify that's happened on stream. I think we have it, by Jove. Aha. Okay, so there we go. Welcome back to Stranded Deep, a game I've enjoyed playing quite a bit in the past. And I'm actually going to adjust my headphone settings here just a little bit. Biggest comparison is probably to the game Raft, which is a similar tropical theme, and it's a survival game. There are other games, of course, in the genre like Don't Starve and quite a few others, all of which I've enjoyed. So let's get right back into this. I'm going to try to make my intro a little bit more perfunctory this time since I got delayed in starting this thing up. I had a viewer for a brief moment, and I guess in the loss of the stream, they went away. I apologize. Sometimes I do the stream restart as I figure out what goes wrong with the various... Anyway, doesn't matter. Here we are. So, I'm going to start up a new game. This is going to be survival in the tropics, sort of stranded island kind of thing. There is apparently an end game to this, or at least one that's starting to be developed, which is a little bit new given the length of time this game has been out in early access. Mostly it's been sort of survival based. Maybe we'll see an end game to this somewhere down the road. I don't know. We are going to create a random world. Apparently it does have multiplayer. I haven't played it in this because that's relatively new. And Raft has a much more, I guess, long-term developed multiplayer, which I have played. It's a lot of fun. I hope this one eventually gets up to that standard if it isn't already. Difficulty. We're going to go on normal because hard means harder than I really want to play on this stream. I'm looking for sort of a little bit low stress, but not without threat, because there has to be at least a little bit of impetus to stay alive. I don't want to go pure creative mode on this. Wildlife, it defends itself. I'm going to go with a female character because why not? Permadeath is off. Let's just get right back on into this. Whoever my viewer was apparently has decided to rejoin me again. Not in the chat room, but that's okay. You no obligation. Glad to see that you're here. So, creating a new random world will create... Yes. Let's do that. Here we go. Just going to pop out my chat screen in case anybody actually comes in, which I don't anticipate, but that's all right. Alrighty. So, loading up. Now that we have game audio, hopefully the game audio stays running. I don't appear to have audio on my side here, which I find quite interesting. So maybe it wasn't that maybe the game is just glitched out on the audio or something. Whiny jet engines as the plane comes down. And explosion-y stuff. Now, while we're stuck here, let's see if I can tweak the audio while we're here. All right, so my Windows audio is getting through. I don't have the ability to go out to the... Oh. Well, that's rude. I think I accidentally skipped past the cutscene. You know what? Go play the game. If you want to see the cutscene, go play the game. I'm not restarting this another time. Basically speaking, swim out of the plane, swim up to... Are you completely frozen? Are you gonna let me go? Come on. Doo-doo-doo. Wow, that's interesting. Alright, Stranded Deep, do tell me, why are you deciding to make my life more interesting than it needs to be? No, don't want to play together, just trying to stream it. Okay, so I don't want to update the Legacy World tank, so I want to start a brand new level. Alright, let's check out the options, make sure the audio is not being dorky. So, there we go. That's why we're not getting any audio in the game. Haha! Have you tried turning it off and on? Yes, I want to save changes. For God's sake. Alright. Fiddle with the audio just a little bit here. Resolution, fine. Lots of properties on. I do tend to like high visuals on this game, even if it occasionally reduces my frame rate. You'll just have to suffer with me. That's the way I float. I mean, I do have my limits, but wow, I can't believe all this fiddling around came down to that. Temperature units. Well, we're gonna fix that because that's just nonsense. Item highlighting is on. Item names is on. Tutorial. I'm gonna leave that on because there's probably gonna be enough information that's new. Yes, that's fine. Alright. New game. Random. Single player normal. I was gonna change that to female. Hit start. Alright, let's see if we can get through this entire thing this time. Here we go again. One of these days I'll get a stream out the door. Alright. Alright. There we go. Now we got game audio. Try not to break everything this time. Nice little private jet, incidentally. That would be highly terrifying. Alright. Badness is happening. But there's really not very many things for me to do during this opening bit. Although, now that I come to think of it, I am kind of curious as to if there's anything on screen here. I can't really tell. Really don't want to get trapped in here in any case. Let's just go out the door. Alright. Now what we need to do... Hello. Flotsam and Jetsam. Doesn't work. Alright, let's get to the raft. Find where the raft is. Ah, there it is. Okay, we are loading a new scene. Haha. Alright. So that's quite lovely. Islands off in the distance. This seems familiar. Alright, so, pick up the paddle. We are in fact standing at the moment, so we're going to operate the raft. And we are going to get to the island pretty quickly. Now, I'm reasonably sure I can... I mean, I've survived quite a long time in earlier editions of this game. Thing is there's different crafting requirements and restrictions now, so I'm not sure how this is going to play this time. This could end up being pretty short as I learn with everybody else here how this goes. So we don't want to lose the paddle, so we're going to hop out, and we are going to... no, that's not what I want to do. Can I... There we go. Right-click to grab things. I want to pull this up on shore. Now, at one point in the past, they actually had tides, I think, and they don't anymore. I find that kind of disappointing. I kind of feel that adds to a little bit of the game, but maybe other people felt that kind of realism wasn't necessary. We're going to need rocks for some of the stuff we do, especially the campfire. Gather all the resources. Now, okay, hang on. So Q is to get rid of things, but how do I... C is for fast crafting. I don't remember my key setup for this. So I'd like to be able to... Oh, yeah. So the tilde key I've got set up to just sort of basically just put your hands away. All right. So I'm gonna want a lot of these for the campfire. So gather all the things. Oh, there's a crab. I want to avoid the crab. So craft a stone tool from the crafting menu. Another good reason to grab rocks. So we're gonna grab a few rocks and other things. Starfish. We're gonna put a few rocks in this area. I don't really want to pick up a crab just yet. Okay, so... Alright then. Craft a stone tool from the crafting menu. So we need a stone tool, and this is basically just the simplest possible kind of tool. It's just a little... little bit of sharp stone. What we're going to do, though, is we are going to use this to build, to sort of bootstrap our tools. And what I'm going to want to get pretty quickly is probably not the refined knife just yet, although that's awfully useful. I kind of want the crude axe, which requires rope. And to get rope, you have to basically salvage this from saplings and a few other trees that produce the kind of fibrous material necessary to make rope. There we go. There's a good one. The yucca tree is one of them. You usually get about 5 fibrous leaves, I think, per. Though sometimes they get lost in the foliage, as it were. There's another one. Alright. I was looking for fibers instead of wood sticks, but that's alright. So let's see, can we make rope? Lashing, basically. Yes, I can. What do I need for the hammer? I need more. For the crude axe, I actually need 2 of the stone tools. So let's create another stone tool, and then... why can I not make that, please? Because stuff's locked? That's rude. Okay, new rules. I have to do this in a particular order, at least for the tutorial. Press right mouse button to pin the highlighted refined knife. Create a craft a refined knife. Okay, so they're basically going to be through this. That's fine, I can create a refined knife. Press right mouse button to pin. Okay, okay, so... Ah, interesting. That's new. Okay, so that's nice, actually, because it means if I'm on the hunt for a particular tool, I can have that up in the corner. Can I have 2 of them? No, just 1 of them. Okay, I gotcha. Press left mouse button to cycle watch modes. Okay, so there we go. Your watch displays your current status, skills, and condition in 3 separate modes. Cool. New skill watch. Status effects healthy. This is the one I'm most used to seeing, and that's pretty cool. Kill a crab. You can also press left control to crouch. Okay. So I'm going to be following the tutorial on this just in case there's anything important that's different from what I'm used to. It's been a while. These guys are actually a little tricky to... Alright, so you have to skin them first before you can eat them, and you really don't want to eat the raw meat, but that's alright. So we would need to craft a campfire, craft kindling, and light the campfire using the kindling. So what I want to do is I want to get on... This is just me for my personal edification, although, hang on, do I want to do this? Maybe. Let's just grab a little extra crab meat. Now you don't actually want to... I probably shouldn't have done this because meat does go bad, but whatever. Throw away more crabs. I like trying to keep my campsites sort of in cardinal compass directions with islands that I'm likely to want to visit. Just so that as I'm moving around the world, I have a good understanding of where all of the islands are. But that may have changed. It was in a nice grid pattern before, which made certain amounts of convenience. This looks kind of like a nice place to have a campsite. I can put my campfire here and tent here eventually. Right on top of this little knot of sand. I'm okay with that. Okay, so craft a campfire. Let's get on with that. We're going to... Nope, we want to do a... So in order to do a fire pit, we need a fire and we need stone. But we don't have the fire yet, so let's craft the fire. So we're going to craft the fire in a place that it's sort of... I guess in front of where I'm going to put the tent, or the covered area. So I'm going to put that here. And because I know where I'm going with this, I'm going to... Can I actually do that? Is it gonna let me do that? I have the materials for this, I think. But it's not letting me craft it because it wants me to do this in a particular order. That's fine. I can add the extension to the campfire later on. That's fine. Craft kindling. This is actually a good reminder in any case because it's been a really long time since I played this. Now I think kindling is in another section. There it is. Right, it's the start of my backpack. Light the campfire using the kindling. So we want to basically put that in our hands. Use E to light. And I think we just go alternate using left and right mouse buttons. So you basically do that. Now we're going to leave those beside the campfire. Cook the crab meat by attaching it to the campfire. But here's a thing. The SPF isn't bad. Alright, cook crab meat. So we're going to put the crab meat in our hand just by selecting it and lifting up on tab. I don't have to click on it or anything. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. I did not want to... Alright, so I can only cook one at a time. Used to be, actually, that it was pretty tricky to... I'm going to have to pick up the kindling, aren't I? Used to be pretty tricky to cook your first meat when you didn't have a proper cooking stove or anything, because you had to sort of balance the meat on top of the fire. It was kind of hilarious. I wonder if I can get away with, though, actually cooking more than one of these if I do this. I'm going to drop those, and then I'm going to pick them up without adding them to my inventory. If I can just carefully dangle the meat on top of this, is going to be tricky because it's just going to slide off. It has a collision volume. It's kind of spherical, so this might take a little bit of finessing if I can do it at all. Okay, that's fantastic. So I don't know if it's actually going to work. I mean, this is the way it used to work. It's just proximity that caused it to be cooked before. And I'm just going to leave that for a little bit. So, pick a coconut by holding space to climb trees. Hit the coconut with a refined knife to open it. Alright, that's fine. Let's find a coconut. In fact, let's find a couple of them. I don't even have to climb in this case, but yeah, you can climb up trees. It's not that hard, and just cheating. Make my life a little easier. Hit the coconut with your fine knife to open it. Drink the coconut while holding it. Alright. Alright. So, holding the refined knife, we're just going to whack it a few times. And there we go. So, that has allowed me to get it in a state where I can drink it. So we can now drink it. Cut down a palm tree with an axe. Okay. So, yeah, we do need to get the whole axe thing going along, and now we can actually do that, except we no longer have the lashing. So we're going to have to... We still have one of our stone tools. We're going to make another one of those, and we're going to need more lashing. And we're getting skills. The sort of advanced sort of skill hierarchy, I think, or skill leveling or whatever, is for me a little bit new. Let's go after you. Sweet. I'm gonna go after some of the easy pickings first. Problem is, I got at least good enough to this game that I built myself some pretty elaborate mansions and resources and the like, and I think maybe my patterns of development are going to be slightly different. Alright, so we're going to go and make another stone tool, and now we're going to make, we're going to need to make the lashing. Now we can make the crude axe. Alright, so there we go. Now we have a whole bunch of these, and we're going to need those going forward. I'll leave them in my inventory. Well, no, you know what? We're going to start making resource piles. Because that way we're not carrying everything around with us. So we've got a stack of rocks, which I find hilarious, and some lashing, and that's great. Let's go chop down. We're going to need palm fronds, I think, for... I like going after the really big trees, because that just makes me feel better about not chopping down the little ones, get more wood out of it, let the littler ones get to be bigger ones. Try not to over-harvest on any given island either. I don't want to really denude the island. I plan on making this a pretty home base. Let's go and claim that before I lose it in the ocean. I mean, it probably won't get abjectly lost in the ocean, but it'll be harder to find, so... Now I'm just going to chop this from the bottom up, because I'm going to need the wood logs anyway. I could go at the other end to get this, to get the small little, but a shelter done faster, but bear with me. I'm having fun with it. Chopping through the wood. Come on. I think they might have extended the length of time it takes to actually chop through with a basic axe. But in any case, the thing that we needed, at least partly, was the fronds. And we're also going to grab all these sticks. Alright, so we have resources. Let's go build a thing. Craft a shelter you can see you can sleep. Alright, so more rocks. Can't get this. Just ran out of inventory space. Alright. Oh, check this action out. This is beautiful. Rising moon on the one side. A couple of islands nearby it. And I'm actually starting to think... Do I have a map? I don't know if I have a map. I'm starting... No, I don't have a map. I'm starting to think that maybe the layout of this isn't quite so conveniently grid-like. It might be. That might be in a line there. Anyway, neither here nor there. Whether or not that's a convenience that we can take advantage of, we will get there eventually. So, going back to here, we need to build a shelter which needs more lashing. Do I have enough stuff to make lashing? Yes, because I left it over here. So, again, let's get a resource pile going here. Alright, so, do a little bit of jiggery-pokery in the resource management. Let's grab the axe. I'm going to have 2, 3, 4 of these. Quick craft. That's handy. I'd forgotten you can do that. Alright, so that's fine. Except I don't have enough room in my inventory for that. Alright, let's do that. Okay, let's try this again. Can we quick craft the... Yes, we can. Spitting. That's handy. Alright, here is my canonically sort of beautiful first campsite. There we go. How lovely is that? Now we have a place to sleep. So this is going to be our home base, and eventually I think we're going to build a gigantic mansion on the main part of the island there, and this will always be our little welcome alcove for anybody who chooses to come visit our island. How wonderful is that? So the fire eventually does burn out. I'd like to actually get the stone thing built around it before that becomes a serious issue, but I don't know if I can do that yet. Can I? Yes. Okay, so that just makes it so that I don't have to rebuild the fire. It's easier to add wood to it when it's in this form. Still have to start up the fire. Right. So we are hungry, but we also need water. Okay, so we need to craft a water still, fill the water still with fibrous leaves or palm fronds, and drink or collect water from the water still. Though the water manufacturing is different than I'm used to, so... Alright, let's make sure we at least have some food. So, cooked small meat. Hey, look, everything got cooked here. So you don't need to have it on the stick. How is that done for me? A little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, so we're good on the food front, but now we have a water problem. So, not surprisingly, our next bet is to try to figure out how to build a water still. So this is going to require a coconut flask, a palm frond. So most of this is pretty easy to get. Cloth. So we have to find some cloth on the island. Rocks. So that's not bad, except we have to figure out how to build a coconut flask. That is going to require... kindling, lashing, or fine knife. Okay. It's the tool belt. Bird snare and fish trap. There's some new stuff in here for me to play with. So I'm not seeing coconut flask as a buildable item, so maybe that just means I need a coconut. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. Consumables. Here we go. Coconut flask. I need lashing, and I need a coconut that has not been cracked open for drinking. Okay, which fortunately we have, but I don't think I have enough palm fronds. I don't have enough palm fronds to be able to make the lashing I need. So it looks like we're not getting any sleep tonight. Let's pull out the crude axe. Let's go see what we can do in terms of... We need to find basically these guys or young palms. Ooh, there's fruit here. Alright, we're we're going to leave the fruit where it is, because eventually we're going to want to be able to take that for planting, unless we're kind of desperate for, for food, which we are not yet. Alright, so fast craft one of those. Then, okay, we can create a coconut flask. It apparently doesn't require... Oh no, because I picked up a spare coconut. Oh, the one that rolled down the hill. Okay. That's fine. Right, okay, so... Great, we created a coconut flask. Right, so we still need more lashing. We need cloth, and we need rock. Now, we did collect enough, all told, to make one more lashing. Rocks aren't too hard to find, and I know I saw a piece of cloth on the island. It's nice of them to provide sort of the very beginnings of that. Of course, we'll have to probably either find or make cloth down the road for when we do this on other islands, because, mark my words, we're going to be doing this all over the place. Alright. No, I saw cloth here somewhere. Corrugated metal, we'll need that for building some more elaborate stuff a little later on. Ficus trees for more renewable wood. Starfish we probably don't want to touch. Some of these things sting, and let me tell you, it's just not as much fun as it sounds. Come on, I know I'm pretty sure I saw cloth somewhere. Because one of the things I don't think we can easily do, did I leave it under the raft? One of the things it takes a while to build, at least from what I remember, is cloth, unless they've changed that. So I gotta look around. More crab meat if I need it. More rocks when I need it. Oh, here we go, cloth. Alright, so, look at that. And more cloth. I'll take both. So, from that, we can actually build, I think we can build, no, we need 3 rocks and we don't have 3 rocks. But, we do have that, and that should give us our still. Alright. So we are going to keep coming back to this area. So we're going to build our first still right the heck beside this. We're also going to want a smoker for meat, and having them side by side each other is not the terrible thing. So we're going to actually reserve space beside our campsite for the water still, which I'm going to put here. Alright. So, okay. So we built that. Fill the water still with fibrous leaves or palm fronds. I don't think... Do we have any fibrous leaves? Yes, we do. Okay, now this is a little unusual. It used to be that it was a... something where you got salt water to be able to fill this up, and then you did a sort of a solar still thing. So maybe that's still a thing for an advanced version of the still, but this is definitely different than what I remember. But that's okay. How are we doing on fire? Oh my. That's new. They have added weather. Pretty though. Let's just add another stick to this, because I really don't want it going out while I'm figuring this out. So, what we can, we'll eat a drink. This still is empty. Okay. Fill the water still with fibrous leaves or palm fronds. Drink or collect water from the water still. Now, we can't do that yet, but we are getting a little low on liquids. So, we are going to... we're going to directly drink from this coconut. How are we doing on food? Yeah, we're doing all right. Now, we can actually crack those open and eat the coconut meats, as it were. And so we have 2 of those. So let's think about resources. Right. Refined resources we're going to put over here. Now, eventually we're going to probably have boxes to put all this in, but having piles of stuff is a good way to keep yourself from... Yeah, all right. Craft a hammer and a wood foundation. Well, that's nice and all, but I really don't want to build my house right now. Okay, well, I guess that's the next tutorial task. That's fine. So we need to build a hammer, and to do that we need, again, lashing, sticks and rocks. So let's figure out how we're going to do that. Sticks we have, rocks we have, Lashing we definitely don't. It is midnight. I could start this in the morning, but you know what? There is something to be said for working in the night and resting in the day. I can't remember if it lets us do that, but let's give that a shot. At least some of these resources where they are. Right, so that's going to give us more sticks. That's not what I'm after. Keep looking around for these guys. The one thing I vaguely recall the last time that I played this is they have improved, more sticks, the rate a little bit at which the fibrous materials respawn, because this stuff is a lot of the stuff is renewable, and I think that's gotten a little bit better, but I still don't want to denude the island. I'll take my time as long as I can survive. Hello. Some better bat animations. My stars, this is beautiful. This and Raft, I swear. I love Raft. It's one of my favorite multiplayer games to sort of cooperatively, you know, survive. Alright. I don't need palm fronds yet, and I don't need wood, so I'm reluctant to chop down palm trees. They're good sources of coconuts, if nothing else. Oh, here we go. Should spend less time looking up and more time looking down. Of course, it is harder to find stuff in the middle of the night, so there is that downside. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Can't remember, is there a... No. Alright, so there's an aloe plant. We can do various kinds of planting of that later. Being an industrious survivor of the disastrous crash. Okie dokie. We are probably getting a little bit tight on the waterfront, so let's on the issue of water, because. Oh, more cloth. Totally. Oh no, that's the cloth we had from before. Duh. In fact, the reason it was there is because I was leaving it there. So we got, yeah, we seem to be pretty good on that. All right. I am babbling because I got about 8 million different things going through my mind. We have to craft a hammer. So let's try to craft a hammer. Can we craft a hammer? What's the hammer requirement? So let's use that mechanism. Right. We need the lashing, and we need a couple more rocks. So let's grab the rocks we need. So that's got the rocks covered. We'll first craft the lashing, and then we will craft the crude hammer, which then leads us into a foundation, and that is the part of actually building stuff. That's this guy, I think. Wood hook, table, plank, shelf, corrugated shelf. So that, no, it's under building. Building wood foundation. All right. So we're going to put this back here because I don't really have plans for this right yet. But eyeballing this, I might be able to connect some of this up and over. So I can't build it, there's only a certain height I can get it to. So that's about the height that I can get it to, and that's kind of over these bushes. So what that means is if I build it at about this height, I should actually be able to eventually build my mansion sort of over this section of the island. Except if I set it to here, okay, so Great, urban planning, just what I wanted to do during my game stream. Actually, I found this a lot of fun once I had the resources. It's just a little bit silly to start worrying about it now as such. But check this out. If I set this here, it's at a pretty high spot on this section. I'm going to basically work around these bushes, and then my upper tier will come above them. I think that's pretty good. So let's see where this gets us here. So these are square. So if I put that, I'm going to plan this out. So we've got that to there, to about there. Yeah, so I want to work with the natural foliage. So there's that, and then there's that, and then there's about there. I think I like that. Let's do that. That was not what I expected. That seems to have put the foundation actually in the ground. But you know what? That's okay. As I extend it out here, it will come up above the ground. And so there'll be this section in my building where there's some natural grass actually as part of the floor. You know what? I can live with that. That's totally fine. So, what? No more advice? Okay. So we're going to drink that. Okay, so I don't need a container to pull water out of here. So that's good. And that has partially, I think I got some more sapling here. Whoop, I don't need that anymore. So actually for building related issues, I don't even know where to put this hammer, but I'm not going to need this tool in the immediate future, but I don't want to put it over there on the grass because I'll never find it again. So we're just going to put it over here. So for the moment, tools are going to go in front of everything. I'm going to need to keep that stocked with either palm fronds or the fibrous stuff, and I don't really want to cut down more trees, so this is going to start to become a thing. Okay. Right then. Of the things I can build, let's look at what I'm going to need sort of long term. I'm going to want a fire spit so that I can... Actually, what I really want to do is get to a smoker, but that's quite a ways down. I actually already have the fire, although I may want to build a separate one, actually, for the smoker. And that enables you to smoke meats so that they last longer, because they really don't last very long. I don't really need the hobo stove once I have the smoker. I mean, I could have both eventually, but I'm trying to figure out a path through this. A fire spit, I guess, enables me to cook more than one thing at once, but I'll be able to get that with the smoker. I want to aim for the smoker, but what does it require? Cloth, lashing, sticks, and a whole fire pit, which means sticks for the fire and then rocks for the pit. I think that's the route I'm going to go, but I do have to be able to get to other islands. I do have to be able to start harvesting things. I guess wood hooks for... Oh, that's for... This is all for... Right. I'm not going to build my... Okay, so I gotta go into... I gotta go into resource collection mode while still gathering stuff for the island. Sorry, for my survival. For water, for example. Foodstuffs I can survive on coconuts plus the occasional crab, so that's not an immediate problem. Okay. We are going to seriously run into water issues, though, and I don't have a lot of lashings. But I don't need a lot right now, and I'm about to go off island. So here's the way I tend to play this. I tend to like keeping this island as pristine as I can, and if I have to go and harvest stuff from other, harvest stuff to survive, I like doing it from other islands. I don't want to chop down all the trees here. I don't want to make it so that I can't grow stuff or find natural plants or whatever. So I'm going to try to keep this place relatively pure-ish from the point of view of harvesting for stuff that's not easily able to be renewed. Now, obviously, I didn't have much choice to bootstrap this, but what that means, though, still is empty. Alright. So that's going to generate us some water. And what I am going to do is I'm going to... This is another trick I learned in previous versions of this. I'm going to decide sort of where to go. And I think I'm going to head straight ahead at that island over there and see what I can pull out. And I'm going to do the ones that are the closest to get to, which are usually in the cardinal directions. But in order to keep track of where I'm going, I tend to do this. I tend to sacrifice some sticks. And I'm going to tell myself that I'm going to go this direction. It's actually more important for the way back. It's less important for this initial outlay, but this is what I'm going to do. In order to make it easier to build the campsite at the other side, I'm going to take sticks with me to help build, and then I'm going to take... although that's not really going to matter, because I'm going to have to chop down a tree for the palm fronds anyway. I'm not quite bootstrapped yet. Alright, that's where I'm headed. And I have to get going because I have to make it work on the other side. Alright, here we go. We gotta get on with this. We gotta get on with this because we don't have a lot of time. Because it's gonna take us time to get over there. We're gonna be out in the sun, and we have to basically do everything that we just did on the other side, only faster. Let's get into this to operate it. Go to the one that I said I was going to. Now, one of the things we're going to do when we come back here after we've gathered some resources is we're going to explore some of these wrecks because they'll have all sorts of useful stuff for us. I managed to bring my tools. I didn't bring my hammer, but I don't care about the hammer. I'm not really going to care about the hammer until I start building like entire houses and the like. Although, again, new time playing this game, the rules may have changed. Onward and outward. I keep suspecting, actually, that the one viewer that Twitch says I have is actually just me watching my own stream. I don't know how clever it is about excluding that. I do that in order to monitor it to make sure nothing's going wrong. So... Alright, so taking a look around... Alright, so we've just come from that island. Now, remember that... Oh, I should have brought the sticks with me. Remember the 3 sticks thing to make the arrow. It's less important on my outbound leg, but for me it's super important on the inbound leg to go back home. Because, at least for the moment, I don't have a compass or any other way to direct myself, and you can often get yourself really, really lost out here. So, yeah. Pro tip. Well, less amateur tip, anyway. Also, other pro tip. Can't really paddle backwards, and you can easily get yourself caught on the reef. Come on. I don't have time for this. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. Nope. We're going to do this. Come on. Attach that back to there. We're going to hop out, and we're going to grab the raft by hand. Because I am done with this paddling thing. I'm just doing this by holding the right mouse button to grab onto it like a physics object, just like any other object. Come on, a little bit further. Get up and out of the water. You do want to make sure you don't actually lose your raft, because I think it would be embarrassing, and it might even be game over, because without a raft you're kind of hosed. know what happens when you lose your raft entirely. I've lost the paddle once, which was deeply annoying. So now here's the trick. Which one of these islands is the one I came from? I'm pretty sure it's that one there, and it's going to be really hard to tell otherwise. So here's the first gamble. I have to be able to make sure that I... Uh-oh. Actually, the first gamble is there a snake on this island? Yes. Those are bloody irritating, because if they poison you, it's kind of annoying to get out from under being poisoned. I'm going to need some saplings. Assuming the little sapling bits don't... Okay, fruit, that's good. I don't want to pick that just yet. Gotta keep a really close eye out for snakes. Do not want to get poisoned. Okay, that's one of the tallest trees, so let's go after this one. So, I'm going to try to do what I did before, and hopefully my gameplay patterns aren't completely stymied by the new version of this, which is basically... and let's go and collect that, because we're probably going to need that. Basically, to start establishing little outposts on all these islands, take down 1 or 2, maybe 3 trees on the surrounding islands each. Basically use the surrounding islands as resources for my main island. But that does mean very rapidly going through the motions of building up at least a campfire. Hang on. Got somebody bugging me. There we go. Sorry, just had somebody pinging me, and because I'm in the middle of a stream, I have told them that I will touch base later. So here we go. So that's gotten me enough of those resources and the lashing, I think, that I need. Maybe. Let's quickly check out. God, there's so much stuff in here. The shelter requires 1 lashing, the palm fronds, and 3 sticks. I actually have enough for the shelter. I don't have enough for the campsite yet, but... Alright. I'm pretty sure that's my, my home. Oh, we got lots of wildlife on here. Okay, so I'm gonna put... Oh, that's bad. Okay. Oh, that's really bad. I get badly hurt here, but I also can't have you interrupting my... Oh, finally got him. Oh, jeez, that was rough. Okay, we're gonna have to... Let's get the shelter built, because this is gonna get bad in a hurry. Alright, so, lashing. Shelter. I'll put the shelter right here. Does use nearby resources, incidentally. And now I need to get enough stuff to build a fire, and do I have enough? I have enough to build the fire proper, but not the stones for a permanent fire thing. And since I may come back here, I kind of want to do that. So I'm going to... Yeah. Alright. So from the giant hog, we can get leather, which you can use to make leather straps for later. Now, we don't have any immediate use for this, but the big thing that we do have a use for is, I think, meat, if I can. So, 4 things of leather. think 2 things of meat. Okay, I really want to build myself a, so that's excellent. I really do want to build myself a bow and arrow. I'm much better with a bow and arrow than sort of the melee combat. Like, just do not get in a land coordination, or whatever that phrase goes. Yeah, you don't want to... I don't like doing the hand-to-hand combat. I don't like getting hurt, because getting hurt is a pain in the butt. Watch out for snakes. I need rocks, though. See, all these resources that I can bring back to home to use later on for some lovely constructions. But right now, I have to get my act together and get this campsite built. Then I'll basically try to keep myself alive until morning, and then head back in the morning. It'll give me time to collect enough resources to make the trip worth it. Over time... Hunting. How are you good at hunting? Me. Over time, I'm going to be able to have... Alright. Alright, so let's drop this. So, hold the coconut, drink the coconut, drop the coconut, smack it. Pick up the halves of coconut. A little tricky, too many things in my inventory. Had to drop the hammer temporarily. Gotta be really careful about eating too much coconut stuff because it tends to run through your system rather quickly. Short supply of food on this island, so that's a good thing. Water is the more serious issue. Okay, lots of rock, so that's fine. Let's just quickly nip back here, avoiding the possible snake. Oh, that's so cute. We're gonna leave him alone because that's just yeah, that's just so adorable. All right. So, let's go and do one of these, because I like that. Oh, jeez. What hit us? Oh, God. That's... Several things about this are not good. Okay, then. Okay. This is not where I was thinking that was going. Okay, so let's temporarily put down stuff, and so we have a place to sleep, so that's good. I need to cool down. Okay, because I'm badly hurt. Oh, the SPF is low, and that's bad. Okay, so my protection is bad. My health is bad. The water's bad. Everything's just not good right now. Okay, so... I need to create... What do I need to do to create kindling? Because that's the other half of this. Remember where that is. Consumables. No. Crafting. Why am I not seeing it? Kindling. There we go. Right. So, put down the knife for a moment. Kindling. I know we need to find water. Right. You attach, fire. You attach. Okay. Now, I'm going to drop that, and I'm going to drop these, and I'm going to drop this over here, and then I'm going to pick up the knife that I dropped because I'm an idiot. I know I need... Oh. Okay. Well, maybe that'll be good enough. that's gonna have to do. I need to get into. I'm gonna need to get out of the heat, and I gotta really watch the snakes because the snakes are a bad thing. And I need to climb one of these and get more coconuts because that's my only source of water just at the moment. Those while I'm here. Sure what the music was about, but let's get on with this because this is a problem. Okay, let's see if I can do this without killing myself. So drink that, drop, drink that, drop, and hope that didn't actually go overboard on the drinking stuff. So water is up a little higher, health is bad. Wow. Okay, but I don't appear to be status effects. I'm not bleeding or anything. I just got pummeled badly. I'm not poisoned. So as long as I don't suffer any severe additional damage, I should be fine. Okay, so let's make my way. I can't. I gotta avoid the sunlight. And I was actually, you know what? It's dumb because I explicitly said earlier. That I was going to try to work in the night in order to sleep in the day, and then I abjectly did not do that. So that is me being really dumb. SPF is better here. Now if I come out into the sunlight, how is that doing? That's fine. So I'm out of the immediate issue, I think. So let's see where this puts us. So we've got a couple of coconuts which are going to be useful. These meats appear to be cooking. I'm going to try to reposition this one because I'm a little worried that one's not going to cook where it is and I don't want it to rot. Alright, that's fine. Oh, cooked medium crab meat. There we go. Let's eat that. How are we on food? Yeah, we can totally do another. Uh-oh. That was a mistake. Right, because one of them wasn't cooked, maybe. Okay, so this is now a new problem. Probably can't drink more coconut without making myself ill, but we're gonna have to risk it because we're kind of out of water. All right, well, there is that. Oh, and then the one thing that I have not yet done is to make my little arrow pointing back home. I'm going to do that before I forget. A little bit of adjustment, getting it pointing the right way. I think that's back home. I'm going to call that back home. Got some food for eating in the morning, including the cooked large meats. Okay, so the thing is, I've got this place established now, which is great. which means I can pull out a few additional resources from here without too much pain and suffering. I'm going to do the same thing on the surrounding cardinal islands, assuming it's laid out similarly to the way the maps behave on my side. Behave for my past plays. And so, given what's going on here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep and then race back home. So these are all cooked large meats, so I'm good with that. So I'm going to grab that, and I grab that, and definitely don't eat undercooked meat. So let's actually sleep. So first of all, let's save. So this is our save site, if nothing else. I can't believe I've gone that long without saving. So let's do a sleep, wake up in the morning, and see if we can get back home before we run out of water, because we know there's water there. I need to find water. Yes, I know that. Okay, so let's eat that. Okay, so now we're good on food. So we're going to put that away. No snakes in the immediate vicinity. So, assuming I survive, my startup for this game, like my bootstrapping this game, is going to involve a lot of what I just did. So I may play this offline just to do something similar to this on at least 3 other islands near my main island. Because you don't need to see all of this. It's going to be very, very repetitious, I think. Because the next bit, I mean, I'm going to be doing that for pretty much all of the islands, but then the next bit is going to involve more elaborate stuff. But I'm enjoying doing this, and since I don't have anybody immediately in the chat room, of which I'm aware. Right, so, already got food, so food's okay. Actually, I don't really need these, and I can actually leave these as future food, because they really don't go bad from my memory. I do need to cook a large meat with it, because that will go bad. I'm going to try to take as many of the rest of this as I can. Oh, you know what I want to do before I go back, though? Do I have enough water to do it? No, I don't. Because I was going to say what I really should do is chop down some trees, but I'm going to need trees there, so let's see what we can do here. This is a bit risky, but so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the palm leaves back with me, because then I can use that to make it easier on the next island that I populate in order to just get things bootstrapped. I did not get a foe. There's the 5th front. And in fact, the wood logs will help with that too. So yeah, my first impetus is to get myself places I can generally gather resources with an overnight stay and poking around. Also a place to sleep. Although the water, I tend to... So what can we do here? Got lots of palm, which I'm going to want to bring back anyway. The leather, which I want to bring back. Although, you know what? I don't necessarily have a whole lot of reason to use the leather yet. And so I'm going to leave... Whoa, jeez. What are you doing? I'm going to leave the leather here. And I'm going to come back for it, because I will 100% be back here. Let's get myself some extra sticks. All right, so now I really do have to boot it, because if I don't get back home, I'm gonna run into a serious water issue. So here we go. And can I actually? That's weird. Don't seem to be able to. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. how do I do this while... Okay, so I'm going to be leaving one rock behind, it looks like. It's fine. Should have saved before I headed out, but here's the thing. I'm going to keep an eye on this island and this one over on the side here. Just in case that's the one that I was... that's the one I came from. I don't think so. I think it's the one that's ahead of me. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like, when I'm heading outbound from my primary island, I like bringing sticks I already have with me. Because that way I can set up the arrow immediately. Plus, if I have palm fronds with me, and lashing for that matter, I can just build my campsite. And then I can get out of the sun and into the trees and do whatever other resource collection I want. So this does get faster. And it's not like I'm going to stop the stream right away. So... Please be the right island. Please be the right island. I really need that water. Although it is drizzling. Nice weather effects, by the way. It is drizzling, so... Like, how beautiful is this? This is just lovely. Every kind of lovely. There's that other island. I think we're going to the right one, though. One of the nice things I like, a little later on, we'll have light sources and the like, so we can actually put those out on the beach and create like a... There it is, there's our hut. So this is the right spot. This is good. No, it's really, really good. Because it means I don't have to do a reload and jiggery pokery and die horribly from starvation and other problems. So this is good. Yes, I know you need to find water. I really do. I am utterly on board for finding water. So, there's the arrow. That's where we came from. So now we have a way forward and backward. Water is a serious issue, though. So, hold to drink. How far did that get us up? Not very far. So we are probably going to need lots of collectors to compensate for this, right? This is going to be an ongoing problem forever. So we're going to need 4 fronds for the next thing. We can sacrifice 2 fronds in the short term for this. Although that's more useful as a build material, and these are renewable, so that's still full. Alright, so we're going to have to stay here for a day or two just to let this, like, water rest, basically. Look, we already have replacement fronds there. So yeah, don't use palm leaves for... I mean, I guess they're renewable too, but they come up so much more quickly. So, we've got good water, but we don't have good health. That will come back in time, but we have, like, very little leeway in keeping ourselves kind of healthy. This is bad. We got badly beaten by 2 critters, and that's pretty rough. So, we gotta play this carefully, and we're likely to die, and so on and so forth. So, resources. Let's get back to resources. We're gonna have to move this pile a little bit further along. So, we're gonna start this pile over here. We're gonna go back here and pick up all these. I wanna get these out of the way. So, what we need to consider is we need to consider building us a smoker, because that means we can harvest quite a bit of food and we can preserve it, which means that we can spend some time preserving food and then we can leave it here, or we can take it with us and it won't go bad, because that's actually going to be an ongoing problem. So, That we need something to carry water around in, but we'll solve that in a minute. So, in order to do that, we need cloth, which we have. We need lashing, which we can get. We have sticks, and we need a fire pit. But I don't want to use my main fire pit. I'd like to build a secondary one, because I don't have room here, and it looks better. I don't really have a good reason for that. So, what are you whining about now? Oh, the health? I really don't have a lot of options here. Alright. Because I don't think I can build a... Well, let's find out. Don't think I can build one in front of my station anyway, but let us try. We need the lashing. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Build the lashing. Right. And we can do this, which I keep forgetting we can do. We need the cloth, which we now have. We need the 3 sticks. Weird audio on picking up. I think they've got some of their audio cross-connected to this. Okay. Can we build a smoker? Yes. Oh, look at that. Okay, I don't necessarily like that the smoker is right in front of my hut, like this, but in the interest of... Because eventually this island, we're going to move it all inland anyway. In the interest of saving space, and I should have given this a little more leeway. It doesn't look great, but it does save us some resources, and so let's do that. So this gives us the ability to smoke meat. Kind of wish I'd built it the other way around. That's not visually great either, but okay. In any case, this enables us to hang meat on here. We build up a fire, we smoke it, and then it gets preserved. Okay. So having done that, let's go and see what we can do about getting sapling resources here, maybe finding more rocks. Not going to worry about... Oh, I already picked up the plank. Alright. I was going to say I'm not going to worry about the planks and stuff because I can pick that up later, but... Alright, so you drop palm fronds. Alright, let's put a palm frond pile here. I want to take some of that with us later. That's cooked large meat. We don't need to carry that with us right now, so that can just live here for the moment. Stones. We don't need stones right away either. So, stone supply. Fibrous leaves. We can put those over here. Alright, let's go and see what we can do while we're half dying. Oh, we're gonna have to be so careful until we heal up a bit. That did not do us any favors, let me tell you. Pretty sure there's no snakes on this island and we won't get them, so... we're going to leave the coconuts where they are for now. See, this hasn't regrown any of its stuff yet, so... Oh, we have a spare coconut, that's fine. Yes, I realize we're unhealthy. I can't do anything about it. No, well, I guess we're gonna have to live with the beeping for the moment. Oh, look at that. A yucca tree. We need this stuff for so much, not the least of which is our water supply. I think maybe our harvesting skill is giving us more resources per harvest, which for me doesn't suck. That's going to be a skill we have pretty high, pretty quick, the way I do things. Okay, Alright. So a wood foundation here. That's just hilarious. Did not expect it to be underground like that. Alright. Lots of fibrous leaves. So we got water covered for the moment. We're eventually going to go back to that island. But what I want to do, so I want to get to at least 1 full health point. That'd be nice. God, that's rough. That is just so rough. Okay. We're doing pretty good on the on most fronts. Let's all right, we can wow.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Well, too bad. That's just the way life is right now. While we are stuck here sort of trying to heal up a little bit, let us build up a little bit of a smoked meat supply since I've gotten all the trouble to actually, you know, have a smoker. Wow, lots of... It's a little bit of practice. Generally speaking, as long as you can click when it's in your reticle, it doesn't so much matter if the reticle isn't, or the crab isn't quite nearby when you swing the knife. Not sure how hard and fast a rule that is, but... Playing around with music a little bit more in this version of the game. I'm okay with that. Hey, look at this. Okay, so in the transition from being a solar still to being sort of fibrous material still, I think it's a little weird, but alright. They have upped the production of fibrous materials, which does genuinely help. Pretty sure the crabs will respawn given enough time. Kind of want to get as many meats as I can in one go just to be efficient with the firewood, but that's not absolutely critical. I could also go hunting with spears. I've done that before as well, and I may have to start doing that, but... So far, so good. There's our hammer. Okay, so let's get this thing on the go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the 4 meat that we have here. We're going to attach I seem to recall there being a bigger smoker. Tanning rack, brick station, fuel still. I guess not. Oh, whatever. So we have an empty fire. So we do have to fill the fire, so we need sticks for that. I think that should be enough for the for smoking that amount of meat. I think I'll keep an eye on it though, because when that goes out, I'm going to go to sleep anyway. So here we go. We're going to light this. And then we're going to drop that. Cook spoiled large meat. See, that's why that happened. And I don't know if we can do anything about this, but if we cook spoiled large meat, right. I think we're probably gonna have to get rid of this because it's spoilt. This is. I mean, I cooked it, but that's not enough to preserve it for any length of time, and I didn't think to eat it earlier. And I think if I eat that, I'm gonna make myself ill. So, just try to dump that off the edge of the. That's really unfortunate because that was a large amount of meat, but oh well. So we're to keep an eye on that and see at what point the smoking finishes. How are we on water? We're okay on water, but let's have a little bit to drink anyway. Yeah, we are totally good on the waterfront, water ability. So look at that, our health has come up, so this is a good thing. So we have empty drinkable coconuts here, so we are going to drop that as emergency water if we need it, but... And our food's up pretty good. So, haha, good point to save. It's cooked small crab meat, but not smoked, so we're going to leave that. Get some more fibrous leaves in there. Okay. So for tomorrow, we are going to want 1, 2, 3, 4 of these to help build up the... I'm going to go back to the same island. I guess I don't technically need to. I can set up another station as fast as possible. Let's do that. So in order to... So let's prepare this. In order to build the shelter, we need 4 fronds, 3 sticks, and 1 lashing. Okay. So we got that. 1, 2, 3. Now I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. We can pre-construct this, and that actually should give us enough to be able to build a shelter. So when we go over there, we're only going to take. We're going to fill ourselves up with water. We're only going to take the axe, more or less, and the knife, and we're going to go over to the new island, and we're going to set up a new camp, just like we did here, as fast as possible. We're then going to chop down replacement stuff, hopefully out of the heat, and then be able to do this again next cycle. And with some luck, we can stay ahead of being dead. So, so first of all, we're going to save, and then we're going to see where we are in terms of the meats. So, in 1/4 of a fire cycle, we managed to get through 4 small meats. So if I wanted to, I could have actually used 1 fewer logs in there. And that's good to know, just as a benchmark. So, wonderful. I'm digging the music. Anyway, those we can just leave those there for now. It's not like they have to go anywhere. But that'll provide us either a wake up meal or a come back meal. Let's do a sleep. If it lets me. There we go. Now it is really early in the morning as we get up. So let's find out where we stand. We could do with some extra food and water. Let's you know what? Let's take these for later. Let's use this as food. Actually, use a coconut when we get there as food, but what we don't have the ability to do is make water over there. So let's make sure that not only are we up on our water, so that's good. And we have all the materials to make the stuff we need when we get over to the other side. Good. Okay, so let's get going while the going's good. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to that one. We're going to skip the ones in the corners because they're sort of just a little bit further. We're going to go in the cardinal directions because that's just how I roll. And the easiest way for me to sort that out. So I went to that one. So let's skip this. We went to that one. So what we actually want to do is go to that one. We notice that technically speaking, these cardinal, the sun is rising in the. So if that's cardinal, the way these are laid out, actually, that's probably something like if that's rising in the east, then that would be to the southeast. But the southeast, I guess the anti-cardinal directions are the ones that are closest, just because of the way this gets laid out. So, because kind of all the grid lines are on a diagonal, doesn't really matter. But given that that's rising in what we would consider to be the east, right? So let's hop on board. Let's grab this. I still really haven't. All right, so that's the one we went to. That's the one near the rising sun. So this one is technically to the northeast. Now, actually, if you'll recall, one thing that I kind of goofed on here is I should have taken 7 sticks, not 4, because I want to leave 3 as an arrow. So I'll just have to be extra careful again. So what this means is as I approach this thing, I'm going to try... I don't know if there's any wind effects here. I don't know if there's an easy way for me to monitor that in terms of drift. But what I will do... Come on. What I will do is try to come at it as straight as possible so I know which one I came from. Very easy to get turned around in this game if you're not slightly careful. Fortunately, it's not that hard to be slightly careful. So I think what I might do is I might set this up, harvest some materials from it, go back, get myself nice and sort of recovered and set up at my main island, and that's where I'm going to call this stream. Because I could literally do this for hours and hours, but there's other stuff I want to do today. Maybe some more streaming even, but just mix it up a little bit. Plus I should probably call people back. Can't really look behind me while I'm paddling forward, more than pity. But I think I've been pretty careful about my approach. So yeah, I think the way I'm going to do this is that for the first... Assuming that I stream it all, but I'm not convinced I will stream all the boring sort of initial setup stuff. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of what I just did over and over again, at least for 4 islands, to get myself sort of well established. I like resource collecting and getting myself sort of solidly established. But I've got all of these underwater things to start gathering resources from. I should probably start looking into doing that sooner rather than... Oh, come on, really? Again, because I'm an idiot. I used to be able to paddle backward, I seem to recall, but I don't like doing that because I don't want to lose track of where I came from, but... Alright, well... I think it's that right there. Yeah, alright. So, looking at my raft, so straight out from the beach. I just don't want to lose track. Oh, you know what I could do just at least temporarily, although I want to be kind of careful because I don't want to lose the paddle. I can do that, but nobody let me forget that I've done that, because if I lose the paddle, I'm host. But what I want to do is very, very quickly get myself established. So let me see. coming up the beach, I think the way I want to face it is here. So another way that I often indicate where I came from is to point my beach hut at it, as it were. So there we go. Ah, they survived. 3. That's fantastic. So now I have that, but what I don't have is, and I was a bit dumb about this, I need to get on chopping a tree down both for firewood and collecting rocks for building the fireplace. So yeah, I haven't quite gotten myself well organized here, but let's like in terms of rapid development of secondary campsites. With a lot of practice, but that's alright. I don't seem to be suffering over much for it. Lots of crabs, though. That's really actually good for us. And lots of palm resources. Fibrous leaf resources, which is not what I should be focusing on right now. I really should be focusing on finding a really tall really tall tree. I'm going to leave the one in the middle of the island, I think. Well, I could grab that one because it's going to look less like it was. You know what? Let's do that just for the picturesqueness of it. Let's go after this. Let's go after taking this one down because then the stump is a little bit more hidden. Not like anybody cares that I do that, but all right. So here we go. Actually, we don't need the palm fronds right now, so the fastest thing I want to get built is this. So actually, change of plans. What I'm going to do is, so this gives me a second island from which to get stuff. But the nice thing about going into the underwater, or the various hidey hole spots of resources, like the wrecks and the like, is a lot of stuff comes in boxes, or at least it did, crates, at least it did in earlier editions of the game. And that's great for carrying stuff around, and you can carry an enormous amount more. So I should probably do that first, just as an efficiency measure in gameplay. Because now that I've got at least 2 islands that I can trivially visit to collect resources, I'm probably not in any real danger of dying as long as I'm not dumb. Yeah. Okay, not enough room in inventory. That's okay. Do I have... Can I find any other... So these things I can break up later. Yeah. I do remember the big rocks. I can make nearly enough use of them. Spare rocks that might be lying around. Lots of materials. There's rock. Rock. Alright, now we have enough to build everything that we need to build. I kind of want to get out of the sun in case that starts to become another issue again. So, because I don't want a repeat of that. So, what can we craft? We can craft this. Fire. Done. Next thing, craft fire pit. Done. Next thing, craft kindling. Done, and that went to my inventory, and I don't need to light that yet, so that's done. Coconut, drop it on the ground. That's now drinkable, so why don't we go ahead and do that? What I really want to do is make a, really need to make something I can carry water around in. Empty drinkable coconut. Which I think I can do by taking a coconut and building a coconut flask out of it. That would at least give me a sip of water, I think. I think that's the way it still works. Alright, so we have quite a few resources here. We could actually arguably go back with what we have here now. We have 4 cooked crab meat. We're not in any danger for food. How are we doing on the waterfront? Water is good too. Health is coming back up. So what we're going to do is we're going to save those. So those are going to be preserved for quite some time, like at least until morning. So I'm going to leave those for morning. I'm going to want to be able to come back with a lot of this. So what I'm going to do, I think... let's see if I can be clever here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my tools and all of my stuff here. And I'm going to go and actually poke around. Oh, sea cucumber. I'm going to go and poke around some of these things. See if I can find... No. That I can break apart for use of the metal, though, which can help me build stuff. I'm going to actually go out to some of these wrecks. Gotta be careful, though, because there's underwater bad guys, and I don't have weaponry, and I don't really want to get into a fight with them anyway. I'll be slightly careful as I do this. Really should make a... Oh, jeez, and that's why. And that's also why. Am I bleeding? I really don't want to be bleeding. And now I've gone and poisoned myself. Which means I'm not likely to survive this because I don't have the ability to... I don't have the ability to cure myself. So I have just done a dumb. Which means what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have to restart this stream from the previous island because I just don't have the resources, I don't think, to be able to fix this problem. I have done a dumb. And I'm trapped. I'm going to die anyway because I'm an extra dumb because I didn't see there was glass there. So I got a jerry can, so that's kind of useful. They have upped the models on this a little bit. This has more stuff to poke around at. I don't think I can get into any of that. Alright, these are those wood containers I was talking about. We can literally take the containers themselves back wholesale and use them to transport materials. And I'm hoping that over time, my property of physical strength enables me to deal with the bloody hammerhead sharks. Well, that's just fantastic. Thanks for that. Oh god, okay, can't go past that, so that's a problem. That's what got me earlier. I mean, I'm still done because of that poisoning. I think I'm kind of still in trouble. Is there a way in here? Yep, under there. So I'm not being particularly smart about, myself a chance to breathe. I'm not being particularly smart. Yeah, there we go. About dealing with the sharks. I used to be better at doing it. You died from poisoning. You survived 2 days. So that would be the end of this stream because I'm not going to push forward this stream from the old island. But what's going to end up happening is that I'm going to go back to my last save point, which I believe was either in the night or the morning when I was last on my main island. And that's fine, because that's a good place for me to start from. What I will probably do, actually, is instead of going to that island right away, I'll probably look around the wrecks that are in the immediate vicinity, because that'll give me the crates that I need. And in order to do more efficient transport. Yeah, so this has been a lot of fun. I'm going to keep doing a little bit of this, mostly because its history as being more of a single-player thing means that it's a little bit more, I don't know, just a little bit more crafty and a little bit more fun for a single-player game than Raft is-ish. Raft has been enormous fun as a 2-player game. I love both. It's hard to decide. They're both such great games, but they go at it from a slightly different angle. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this stream, and I will see all of you in the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.